everyone. Mary Berger here with Computer Diva, and today I'm going to talk to you about replacing memory on a laptop, as well as the difference between memory and a hard drive. So to begin with, get my memory chip. This is a memory chip, and this is a hard drive. So there's a difference between the two, and we're going to dive in here in a few minutes, and I'm going to show you exactly how to replace those memory chips on not only a MacBook, but a Windows computer. So stay tuned, I'll be right back. So why would you want to replace the memory in your laptop? When you first buy your laptop, you may have bought it with a minimal amount of memory and didn't do a memory upgrade at the time of purchase. Memory helps performance on the laptop. The more you have, the faster it will run, the more efficient it will run. And memory is really cheap these days. You can probably get, a 4 gig chip for $30, $35. So it makes sense if you find that your laptop is running a little bit slow or it's running sluggish, check and see how much memory is in there and see how much memory you could possibly put in there and then do an upgrade. I usually go into the control panel and then the system area, and that will tell you how much memory you have in your computer. On a Mac, you're going to click on the little apple in the upper left-hand corner, and on the screen that pops up, it will show you exactly how much memory you've got in your laptop. Then what I do is I go to a website, www.crucial.com. That's CRUCIAL.com. They have a little tool that you can download and run on your laptop, and it will tell you exactly how much memory you have in your computer and what it can actually hold, what its highest capacity is for memory. And I always buy all my memory right from their site because it is super, super cheap, it's good memory, and it always gets here really quick. I never go and pay for extra shipping to get it here faster because those folks, they've got it down. They know how to ship and they get it here really fast. So Crucial.com for your memory purchases. Okay, so we're back now, and what I've got on my desk here is a MacBook. It's a 2010 MacBook. It's the one I use in my office, and I wanted to show you how to replace the memory in this MacBook. But before we do that, I want to talk to you a little bit about the difference between memory and the hard drive. This little chip that I'm pointing at right here is actually the memory of the computer. And I actually have two hard drives. The main boot drive is this one right here, and it's a solid state drive. The second drive here is a regular, it's actually a hybrid solid state drive. So it's a mixture between a hybrid and a regular hard drive in a laptop. And it contains all my data. So my operating system and applications are here, which run really, really super fast, and all my data resides here. So the difference between memory and a hard drive, like I've said before, this is a memory chip, and these chips are used only when the computer is turned on, and they're designed to hold short-term programs and data when you're using the computer. And so instead of the computer having to go down to the hard drive to grab your programs, your applications, it stores parts of it here in the memory chip to make the computer run faster. The more memory you have in your computer, the better your performance and the faster it will run. On the other hand, hard drives here, these are used to store your applications, your programs, and your data. And they're permanent storage. The data stays on here after you turn the computer off, unlike the memory chips where when you turn the computer off, everything is erased from this chip. So that's the difference between memory and a hard drive. A lot of people will call the hard drive the memory. They get confused and they don't understand that when they're talking about memory, what they really need to be talking about is these chips here. And the hard drive is that. It's a hard drive and it stores your programs and your data. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pop the memory chip out of this laptop to show you how easy it is. There's two little arms on each side of the chip, and you just kind of pull them apart and the memory will pop up and it comes out. And if you'll notice, there's a little notch on the memory here, which corresponds to a little notch here in the receptacle. So I have now pulled out both memory chips, as long as this one will pop up. So it's really that simple. You want to make sure that you ground yourself before you pull these out, and just pop them back in. You match them up with a notch, push in and push down until they're solid and secure. Now the second chip is going to be the same thing. It's laying right on top of the old one. Push it in, pop it on down. It's that simple. So while I'm here, I'm going to do a little bit of maintenance. I see on my fan here, I see a little bit of dust. So I've got a canned air here, and I'm just going to spray this. And that's that. So now that the dust is swirling around, so now I could pop the lid back on. There's 8 screws that hold this on, and I'll go ahead and screw those in a little bit later. The next laptop I want to show you is a Windows laptop. We'll get this MacBook out of the way. This one is held together just by one screw. So on this one, you want to make sure you take the battery out first. So we're just going to pop this little slider here and lift the battery out. That's your battery. The next thing we're going to do, I've already loosened this screw, and we're going to pop out the lid. And in this laptop, I only have one memory chip. I can always put in a second memory chip that lays right above the bottom one, but it's the same concept here. These 2 little arms, the chip pops up, you pull it out. Couldn't be simpler. So I'll go ahead and put that back in. This here is my hard drive. I only have one hard drive in this computer, although I do have a second spot right here if I wanted to put a second hard drive in this computer. And those just slide in and out. Couldn't be easier. And there's really no need for me to do any air maintenance on this laptop, at least on the inside here. But I'm going to pop the cover back on, and then I'm going to show you. There's a couple of areas here on the back of the computer, and you may not be able to see it here, but there's a little vents here and here, and I'm just going to spray those vents with canned air, and you should do that with your laptops on a regular basis. So here goes. And that will clean the dust out of the air vents. If those air vents get too clogged with dust, you're going to end up having a laptop that runs too hot and the fan is not going to work properly. So there you have it, the skinny on the difference between memory and a hard drive, and how to replace the memory in your laptop, both Windows and Mac. So if you have any questions at all, you know where to reach me, mary@computerdiva.biz, and I'll put a little bit of detail on how to contact me down below. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day.